Hello and welcome to Trains, Planes and Automobiles. Right, today we'll be discussing the 1929 HMS Dorchester, a heavy cruiser, a battleship. The Dorsetshire, second of a class of two heavy cruisers, slightly modified versions of the Londons, which entered service with the Royal Navy in the 1930s. The Norfolk class. The 8-gun heavy cruisers acquired by the Royal Navy during the latter half of the 1920s. 13 ships in all were essentially similar, the chief difference being the positioning of the voids, which were their protection against torpedoes. The Kents had external bulges, while the Londons and the follow-on Norfolks had internal voids, which made them somewhat cramped, but their finer lines gave them an extra knot and some in power. The HMS Dorchester was constructed at Portsmouth Dockyard. She was laid down on the 21st of September 1927, launched on the 29th of January 1929 and completed on the 30th of September 1930. She was sunk on the 5th of April 1942 by bombs from a carrier-based aircraft. So she was a casualty of World War II, basically. The choice for a 10,000 tons cruiser's main armament between the wars was straightforward. Like the displacement, was subject to control by treaty. The Norfolks were heavy cruisers and mounted 8 8-inch 203mm guns in twin super firing turrets, 2 forward and 2 back. 4 single 4-inch 102mm AA guns, 4 single 2 PDR pom-poms and 4 3 PDR saluting guns. The Mark 7 4-inch 102mm anti-aircraft guns were replaced by 4 twin Mark 16s, and a single pom-pom were exchanged for 2 octuple pom-poms in 1937. The saluting guns were removed early in Second World War. A little technical data on this ship. She was a heavy cruiser. She had a 4-shaft geared turbines producing 80,000 shp. She had a length of 193.5 metres or 635 feet. She had a beam of 20.1 metres or 66 feet. She had a weight of 9,975 tons as standard, or 13,425 tons fully loaded. She could carry a 710 staff. As I said, she was quite cramped, so not as much as some of the smaller boats, and she had a speed quite impressive of 32.5 knots, but as we say, not as fast as the Japanese ships. The HMS Dorchester first came into the public eye when, as part of a sizable flotilla which included 4 capital ships and 2 aircraft carriers, she was involved in action which destroyed the German battleship Bismarck on the 27th of May 1941. Dorchester fired 254 shells and 2 torpedoes, which finally sank the German battleship. Dorchester herself was sunk while serving as part of the Somerville's Eastern Fleet in action against the Japanese off Cleland, Sri Lanka. She received direct hits from 10 bombs dropped by carrier-based aircraft, one of which exploded in one of her magazines. So that was a few facts and a little bit of history on the 1929 HMS Dorchester, which unfortunately found its end in the hands of Japanese aircraft. But it did bomb the German Bismarck. So thanks for watching and listening. Hope you enjoyed. Please have a look at my other videos if you enjoy battleships. Thank you. Bye bye.